Here are the rules for writing chemical formulas of ionic compounds along with a few examples. We write the elemental symbol for the cation first and the anion second. The chemical formulas have subscripts next to each symbol to tell the ratio of ions present, which should reflect balanced charges. This means that the net charge is 0. In other words, the total positive charges should equal the total negative charges. And finally, the chemical formulas should reflect an empirical formula. An empirical formula is the simplest whole number ratio of moles of elements, or ions, present. For this exercise, I'll just say the ratio of ions. Let's look at 3 examples. Here are sodium chloride, calcium chloride, and magnesium oxide. I'll identify the ions present first. Notice the charges +1 on sodium and -1 on the 2 chlorides. The coefficient of 1 is generally omitted because 1 is understood. Next, we'll use the Criss-Cross method, which is commonly taught in every chemistry course. Here, we'll crisscross the coefficients and insert the values as subscripts. The subscripts tells the reader the ratio of ions. Again, notice how I have omitted the subscripts of 1 because they are understood. Finally, confirm the empirical formula, the simplest whole number ratio of ions. For sodium chloride, the ratio is 1 sodium ion to 1 chloride ion. The positive 1 charge on the sodium ion cancels the negative 1 charge on the chloride ion. For calcium chloride, the ratio is 1 calcium ion to 2 chloride ions. The 2 positive charge on the calcium ion cancels the 2 negative charges on the 2 chloride ions. And finally, the ratio of magnesium to oxide is 2 to 2. But this is not the simplest whole number ratio. 2 to 2 can be simplified to 1 to 1. And the chemical formula here is MgO. Let's close with a final example of tin 4 sulfide. The Roman numeral on tin tells the charge of tin. The ions present are Sn4+ and S2-. I'll crisscross the charge coefficients. And you'll see this is not the simplest whole number ratio. The 2 to 4 ratio can be simplified to 1 to 2. The correct formula is SnS2.